Good morning. Sorry, just getting situated in my my home office, which is my car. I'm going to give everyone a minute to get logged in and make sure that we are working okay on the app. I see people popping on, so you guys can hear me okay? Just making sure. All right, good morning from California. Awesome. So glad you're here. You're bright and early like me. It's 7 o'clock here in California. I'm not in California, but I'm in Washington for the next few days. So awesome. I'm so excited to see that you guys are getting logged in. Hopefully my desktop holds. If it does not and I lose connection, please look into the group for the follow-up video, which I will definitely do. So I'm not going to take too much time from you this morning, hopefully just about 20 to 30 minutes. And what we're going to do today is we're going to launch our business. Are you guys excited? I'm so excited to see some of you guys in here who are brand new to doTERRA and some of you who have been around for a while. I am really looking forward to what these next 30 days do for you. You guys are going to, you're gonna build some massive momentum on your teams and grow your business so greatly. But it's up to you. You could take everything you learn from me and from the people in this group and never do anything, which would be very sad. I'm really excited to see you implement the things that we talk about and to see your businesses grow the way that they need to grow. This is the perfect time to be a part of doTERRA. And why is that? Because people are exhausted with their healthcare. They are mothers like you and me who are just sick of all the chemicals that are in everything. We can't even, we have to lock our cabinets so that our kids and our babies don't crawl into them and use any of the, the cleaners that we have. So mothers are looking for safer options, or you are just overwhelmed by all the options out there. You are just completely have no idea even where to turn. And you just have been looking for this, and that is why we are here, because there are millions of people like you and me who are ready for you to present to them the beautiful, natural, pure essential oils. I am a firm believer that I do not believe that God left this earth medicineless for us. Believe that there are so many things on the earth for us to use. That's why I'm a student of herbal medicine and I sell essential oils, because I want to get these oils into the hands of other people. So that's why we're here, because people need what we have and they need us to share this beautiful opportunity with them. So we can't just say all that and not teach you the skills to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you the practical skills to do that. Who am I and why do I have any ground to stand on? If you're new to the group, welcome. I'm so excited you're here. This group grew bigger than I had ever imagined. I am a Blue Diamond in doTERRA. I have a Blue Diamond team. And I was going to do a launch your business with my team after convention. And I said, you know what? I met so many wonderful people at convention who just love, being a part of a community of people. So why not just open this to everybody? And why not just share this with anyone? So I'm not going against what your upline teaches you or anything like that. Thankfully we are entrepreneurs in this business and we can do this our way. So I don't want you to think that, what I say is the right way. I just want you to, hear what I have to say. And if it's something that you agree with and want to test out, then go for it. I am not a system person, so I don't use a system in my business. I have before, and it just didn't, work the way that I wanted it to. I use pieces of systems, so you'll see a little bit of the new Empowered Success stuff. You'll see a little bit of from GoPro, what I've read, and Starfish and Emerge sales training. I've picked up a lot from all of those different things, and so I really try to simplify what I do, what you do, and make it as easy as possible so that you guys can be successful in this. So if you guys are all good with that, and we agree with all of that, then I'm going to go ahead and move on. So what does this course look like? And what is this training going to look like? It's going to be like this. It's going to be through this Facebook group, through Facebook Lives, which are the easiest for me to do. I do not have consistent times, so I will try to let you guys know beforehand, a day or at least beforehand, when I'll pop on a Facebook Live. But I am not a very consistent. I have a schedule because we are full-time traveling right now. So literally, that's why I'm in my car, because it is my office, because the kids and the husband are still sleeping, and I think now I can actually turn on the heat. It's freezing here in Washington, and it finally rained. I know that you guys really, really needed that rain, so it was so nice to sleep last night with the rain. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we need to do before we jump into let's go teach a class and wing it, you guys have to know the top 10 oils, and you have to know the starter kits. And that's really it. You need to have the sales skills to teach that. And that's what we're going to teach you in the next 30 days. But educational wise and knowing the oils, really just those top 10 oils are the best oils to sell during your one-on-ones and during your classes. So those are the oils that I'm going to talk to you about today. And the purpose of today is just to help you grow in learning about the oils and maybe hearing what other people have to say about them. So, as I'm talking about a certain oil, comment and let us know how you're using that oil, because I don't know about you, but I love seeing how other people use the oils. I love seeing how, Betty uses lavender. And so, when you're talking in a one-on-one or a class, it's really great to have those uses in mind that people use them for. The bulk of the class is talking about the top 10 oils. That usually takes about 10 minutes to go through the top 10 oils, and we're counting about a minute per oil. So if you can think of, 3 uses that each oil has, and that's what you're talking about with your customers, but applying it to them. So, if I said I had a rash or some skin irritation, when you're talking about Melaleuca, you're not going to skip over that. You're going to make sure that you say, Jackie, you said that you had, some skin irritation going on. You've got, some acne. Let me tell you about Melaleuca. Now, I know you've heard of tea tree oil, right? Okay, and create a dialogue with the person that you're talking about. And really, really apply that oil to them. Now, if you're teaching a class of more than one person, you're really going to do the same thing. I've told you guys in a previous video, go around the room, ask them for their top 3 health goals, write those down next to their name, and as you're going through the top 10 oils in your class, you're literally going to say, Stephanie, you told me that you have a really cranky baby who doesn't sleep well at night. Well, let me tell you about lavender. All right. And then talk about lavender and then tell her how to use it. You're going to use this blank. Okay, so what I'm going to do to you today is I'm just going to teach you guys about the oils. So this is just an educational class where you can just sit back and learn about the oils. I personally do not have a handout that I give. If you were to use a handout, I would encourage you to should try pen and paper first, blank paper, hand it out to your customers that are sitting down with you. You can get notepads really cheap from Walmart or even in the Target dollar bin, and just encourage them to take their own notes. So if you were to hand me a tear pad, I am a very distracted person. I mean, literally, you guys saw in a previous video where a squirrel went by and I got very distracted. I am very distracted. So somebody hands me a tear pad, I just start reading it and I tune you out and I don't hear what you're saying. So we have to just have an understanding that that's how people are, and just to be very careful with your tear pads. There's great tear pads I've seen from Starfish and one on, I think, Oil Life, where it has the top 10 oils and a blank space next to it. That is a great tear pad if you want to use one, because then you can give that out and you can say, there's a blank spot next to the oils that I'm going to talk about. I want you just to take notes and to write whatever you find meaningful and take notes and write that down. Okay, so that's my personal recommendation, and is also on the tear pad. Make sure that it doesn't have the price and the starter kits on it, because you don't want your people reading through that. Trisha, yes, that's in the dollar store. She said there's some really cute 3 pads for $1. I've seen those too. So just make sure if you do give a tear pad, that you don't give out a tear pad that has all of the price guide, all of the starter kits, because they're going to start looking at that price before you even establish a need and value for the oils. And they're going to tune you out. They're going to say, $275? Are you kidding me? And they are not going to connect their needs to that. So when we can connect their needs to that, the value goes up, up, up. So I want to encourage you guys, don't give that to them as you start your class. I hand out the starter kit tear pad that I've created and I've uploaded into the group. I give that to them as I transition into my close. And that's when I actually hand out that starter kit flyer. I don't give it out before then. And usually people are not asking me, do you have a price guide? They usually aren't asking that. So just make sure that you wait on handing that out if you are handing out a tear pad that includes all of the, product guide on it. Okay. We just don't want to overwhelm our customers. And so, my approach, you're going to hear me say a lot, well, what would the customer think? Or if you were in the customer's shoes, what would you think? And I just really want you to put on that customer hat with everything that you're doing and just really take a look at the things that you do from a customer's perspective, okay? And just respect that this person might not have any idea what essential oils are. I literally sat down with our orthodontist and I had these PubMed articles printed out. I had everything. I was ready for anything that he was going to ask me, science related, research related, dentist related, teeth related. And he literally looked at me and said, I have no idea what essential oils are. My husband looked at me and said, Jackie, take it from here. So I want to encourage you guys to really use a basic essential oil for beginners approach. And I uploaded a PowerPoint into the files of the group already. And we're going to go through that PowerPoint right now. So let me share my screen with you. And so today, what we're going to teach you guys in this week is getting comfortable with the oils, knowing our top 10, and also knowing the starter kits and how to actually present those. So let me share my screen. How do I do that again? Is that it? Am I sharing my screen? Let me make sure I'm sharing. Okay, yes, I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Okay, so this is a PowerPoint I put together from everything doTERRA has already given us. So I didn't put much time into this. I literally copied and pasted from doTERRA because, guys, they've already created everything that we need for our business. So I already put this PowerPoint together, and it goes with the flow of how I teach my classes. So the first thing I do is, I welcome everyone to the class. I ask them, I give them the agenda, I let them know what to expect, and I ask them what their health goals are. Then we go around the room, we ask what their health goals are, okay? I'm not going to teach you how to teach a class today. I'm just going to help you guys understand the flow of a class, and we're going to get into that next week in the sales presentation week. So this kind of goes with the flow of the class. All right, so we're going to talk today about the top 10 oils and why these are the oils that you are going to present in your classes. So these are our top 10 because they are amazing. They cover a wide variety of health goals. I literally have not ever gotten stumped when I'm talking about these oils. Like if somebody says some kind of health goal that I don't know, I usually say, tell me what the symptoms are for that. And when they say that, one of these oils will pop up. Like, okay, I got an oil for that. I got an oil for that. I got an oil for that. Guys, these top 10 oils are beautiful. Really, these are great. And so you are presenting these oils because these are the oils that are in our top starter kits. So why would you talk about balance, or why would you talk about anything else, that's not in our kit if you want to sell a kit? Because what's going to happen is you're going to get to the end of your class and they're going to say, I just want to buy that balance. I just want to buy that peace. I just want to buy that touch roller bottle that you got. Can you just make me that? So don't offer those things in your first appointment class, okay? When you have an appointment with somebody, you need to know what the goal in mind is. The goal in mind for your first appointment, sit down one-on-one or class, is for them to get started with essential oils and preferably a starter kit. So that is why we recommend these oils. These are in the top starter kits. So the Home Essentials Kit and the Family Essentials Kit. Now, the Natural Solutions Kit, we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But these are the ones that, if you're brand new and launching your business, these are the starter kits that you're going to present. So lavender. Lavender is an oil that most people have heard of, or at least a plant that most people have heard of. We like to steam distill from the floral part, so it comes from the flower, and we steam distill that. And it is a very powdery, floral light smell. Most people really, really love the smell of lavender. The main uses for lavender is for helping with anxiety and tension. So it's great for headaches. It is awesome to put on your temples. So for me, when I get a headache, I have a very strong reaction to smells. I cannot use strong oils, or they will make my headache worse. So one of the ones that I can use is lavender, and now I can use some other ones that are really great for headaches that don't have a strong smell. But I'm not going to talk about those. I've got to stay on track. So lavender is one that really, really will help soothe any kind of feelings of head tension. So I like to apply it directly on my temples and the top of my forehead. Lavender is one that if somebody has any issues with skin irritations, so any kind of, we're going to be a little non-compliant right now, but I don't recommend you be non-compliant in your one-on-ones in your classes. But if anyone says anything, their response to what is, a health goal is going to be non-compliant. So you guys just, that's just, people don't speak compliantly if they aren't selling essential oils, but we are, so we have to be cautious of that and we have to be careful. So I usually will ask them and they'll have a very non-compliant. I have eczema, I have a rash, I have psoriasis, any kind of things going on with their skin. That is where lavender comes into play. So that is when you'll recommend lavender to them. So the way that you do that is simply, let's say that Laura said that she has really bad eczema. So I'll tell Laura, I said, Laura, like, let me tell you a little bit about lavender. Lavender is going to be so great for your skin. And the way that you're going to use that is we're going to put some coconut oil, some lavender, and even some tea tree oil, which I'll talk to you about in a few minutes. And we're going to apply that directly onto your skin 2 to 3 times a day. And just keep that consistently, and that'll really, really help your skin come back to its normal self. Now, if anyone has cranky kids, or they're not they say, I'm not sleeping very well, or they're stressed out, or they have anxiety, that is how lavender is the one for that. And so just make sure that when you are talking about the oils, you don't spend too much time on each one. We could talk about lavender for 5 minutes, but just estimate, you want to keep your classes at around 40 to 45 minutes. Just estimate about a minute, possibly 2 minutes if it's an oil they really need and you want to really talk about it for each oil. And then give them practical ways to use it. So you're telling them the benefit of the oil, and then you're telling them how they're going to use the oil. So this oil is going to help you blank, and you're going to use this oil by blank. So this oil is going to help you sleep better at night. You're going to use this oil by diffusing it in your room about 10 to 20 minutes before you go to bed. Okay, so that's how I would recommend presenting the oils to them. I really like these pictures from doTERRA because they give you recipes on them. So if if you're with somebody who loves making their own body products, I love telling them, and you can use this by making an after sun soothing spray. And this is, and you can look that up by visiting this website. Okay, so that is lavender. And go on to the next one. So the next one is lemon. This is distilled in a different way. It's not steam distilled. We cold press lemon from the rinds. So it comes from the peel is actually what we're using from the lemon plant. The aroma is uplifting. It's fresh. It's inviting. It's invigorating. So if somebody has any kinds of, when you ask for their health goals and they say, I'm just, this is another one that's great for anxiety and depression. It's a very uplifting oil. If anyone has issues with energy, we know that wild orange and peppermint are wonderful together, but have you ever tried lemon and peppermint? The reason why I don't recommend wild orange and peppermint in my classes is because wild orange is not in the starter kit. So I will encourage them to try lemon and peppermint, which is just as invigorating and amazing. So lemon is that one that you're going to recommend to moms who have kids who put stickers all over, or who draw with markers on their wall. It's really great at removing that. And then, make sure that you let people know. And I like to connect the dots with people. So I'll ask them, have you ever heard about putting lemon in your water? And usually they're like, yeah, I've heard about that. And then I'll say, well, that's because lemon is a detoxifier. And so it's a really great natural way to detoxify your body every single day. You're going around and you're breathing, even if you try to live 100% natural, you're driving, you're breathing in exhaust, you're walking around and people, are smoking around you and you're breathing in that. And you will breathe in toxins no matter what. And so lemon is really great at just kind of cleansing your body as a daily detoxifier every single day. Lemon's also great for digestion. So anyone who says anything about that, and it's also great for respiratory support. I know we always go to breathe, but lemon is excellent for opening up your chest. I love putting it in a breathe roll-on bottle for my kids, and we put it down the back of their on their back and on their chest, and it really opens up your respiratory system, and you can really, really breathe better with lemon. I love it. And so the last thing is just remember, this is our I don't want to say the word, but this is that one that's going to really boost people's mood. So if you know somebody who, okay, so you're going to hear these ones a little bit. I hear about adrenal support and I hear thyroid support. And obviously, I drew a blank on those at first, but then when I started asking, okay, well, what are your symptoms of that? And one of the biggest ones was that they just have a really low mood, and they're very mellow, and some even, say they're very depressed. Lemon is also really great for someone who has kids on the spectrum. So it's a really great one for that. So I'm just throwing off as many as many things I can think of for lemon, so that you guys are armed when somebody says a health goal and you know the right answer for that. So, you guys are not going to share all these things during your class. I'm just thinking as many of the common health concerns I hear, so that you're armed and ready to go. The next one is peppermint. And this is steam distilled from the whole plant. So not just, the leaf that we think, but it's the whole plant, including the stems. It's a very minty, herbaceous smell. We source it in Washington. I'm pretty sure Washington, in the United States. So actually where I'm at right now. And peppermint is great for, here are some of the most common things that you're going to hear. Women who are going through menopause with hot flashes, if it instantly is cooling to the body, so you would apply it to the back of your neck, and it's very cooling to the body. Kids, so any moms, I always say, has your son ever woken up in the middle of the night with a high fever, and or if you're teaching a class, you want to be as compliant as possible, so I'll say, elevated body temperature. And of course they're like, yeah. So peppermint is that one that you will pull out and use when that happens. And the way that you'll use it is you'll blank. Okay. So that's how I speak to them. Very, very, I even though I know so much about essential oils, I really, really try to dummy it down so that they understand and connect the dots to their need and then the way that they're going to use it. Peppermint's also great for digestive support. So, we always recommend DigestZen, but I like telling them peppermint's really great too, for rubbing on your belly or adding a drop to tea. It's really soothing to our digestive tract, and it's really great at helping calm it down. It's also known as the driver of essential oils. So I'll tell people this is really good if you are, applying Deep Blue or something topically to your body. Adding a drop of peppermint on top of that will really help drive it home and drive it in. It's kind of like an extra punch. It's great for you because you have low energy. You told me that, you have those moments, maybe even in the afternoon where, you'll go for a coffee or you'll go for an energy drink. Well, I want you to try peppermint. And so the way that you'll use this is by adding a drop to your hand, breathing it in. Show them how to do it, guys. Show them how to use the oils. Let them use the oils during your presentation. This is where all the sampling you want to do comes into play, because you are in their buying line. They will buy from you as you're connecting the need. And you're within 45 minutes. They will buy from you if you do a great job of connecting it. Not everybody, okay, but the majority of people will. And then next we have oregano. Oregano comes from the leaf of the plant. It's a very herby smell. It smells very strong. It's not one that I personally like to use on my skin topically because I don't want to smell like an Italian restaurant walking around. But this is really good because you told me you had warts, so oregano is really great to use on your wart. And the way that you'll use it is this, okay? And then you'll fill in the blank. This is our immune. I like to, one-on-one with people, I will say this is a very powerful fill in the blank. This is a very powerful one. And so just like an antibiotic, you're not going to use that every single day, every single month. You know, you pull this out when you need it. And then I confirm to them, you know, I personally started my journey with essential oils 4 years ago. I still have my original bottle of oregano oil. And that is because, you know, we've just been very healthy. I haven't had to use it as much. And so, you know, I don't think it's one that you're going to use a lot, but you're going to want to have this on hand for when you need it. When your kid comes home, you know, from school and has a blown fever and sick, that's when you're going to use it. You're going to use this when, you know, fill in the blank, okay? So you want to have oregano on hand. You don't want to be caught off guard without it. It's one that I strongly recommend every person having because you will use it. Oregano is also a really powerful cleanser, and it does a really good job at detoxifying your body. So it's part of a lot of natural cleanses. So if that's ever something you want to do, you know, we can talk about that in the future. And then I do like to tell people that you can use essential oils for culinary purposes. And so I'll tell them, you know, right now I'm living in an RV, and so I have a kitchen that's smaller than the front seat of my car. And so I don't have room for all of my herbs and all of my spices, but I definitely have room for my essential oils. And so I use essential oils to cook with. And I love adding a drop of oregano into my pasta sauce. I love putting lavender in my yogurt. I don't know if you've ever had lavender yogurt. It's so good. And so I use essential oils for culinary purposes too. So I'll make sure that I add that part because I do have a lot of cooks that I talk to. And so the next one is Melaleuca tea tree oil. Please make sure you say tea tree oil too because that's going to connect the dots. And thankfully on the bottles now, doTERRA is putting tea tree oil. So I'll just tell people, have you ever heard of tea tree oil? And usually they'll say yes. So the two oils that most people have heard of going into an appointment with you is lavender and tea tree. And so I'll just tell them, well, let me tell you a little bit about tea tree oil. You know how you said that you're looking for something to help the blemishes on your face, and you said your 15-year-old has acne. Well, this is when you're going to use tea tree oil. You're going to use this by adding a drop to his moisturizer. You're going to use this by, and then you're going to fill in the blank for them. Okay, so for you to know, our Melaleuca just comes from the leaf. Okay, we don't use the stem of the plant. We just use the leaf. And it's steam distilled, and it's a very herbaceous smell. I love the smell of it. I love using this topically with lavender. Those are my go-to for any kind of skin irritations going on. It's part of my healing salve recipe that's on my blog. So adding it to a salve, those two oils together, they work like synergistically to really, really help any kind of skin imperfections, any kind of irritations, you know, that might be happening on somebody's skin. It's also a very powerful immune booster. So, you know, we have 3 oils that come in the starter kits that really help your immune system. And so I'll tell them oregano is one of them, Melaleuca is the second one. And this is a very versatile one, though, because you can use it all 3 ways, aromatically, topically, and internally. And so the next one is our last single oil that we're going to talk about, and that's frankincense. And this comes from the resin that is, you know, kind of like the sap that comes. A lot of people don't know what resin is, so I'll tell them it comes from the resin from a tree, and then I'll say like the sap. And so I'll say, have you ever heard of frankincense? And of course they have. They you know, the Christ child was given the frankincense resin, and so I'll just kind of tell them, you know, I'll sometimes make a joke, you know, well, I just think if it was good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for us, and there's a reason why it was one of his gifts. This is steam distilled from the resin. It's a very warm and spicy scent. It is one that is like probably our most versatile oil. You can use it in so many different ways, And you can use it topically for your skin. It's great for anti-aging benefits. It's great for, anxiety and boosting your mood. And so the way that you'll present this is you'll say, you want to apply it to them. So you will find a way to use frankincense for everybody. No matter what they say, frankincense will be needed. So if they say, I'm having issues with my skin, frankincense. If they say, I'm having issues with depression, frankincense. If they are just looking for something to, support their body day to day, like a great oil to use just for overall health, frankincense. 1 drop under the tongue every day. We always want to recommend frankincense to them because it is such a beautiful oil. And just for you to know, it comes from 3 different kinds of, or is it 4? It's 4 different species of frankincense, and it comes from Somalia. So you can use this in 3 different ways, and we can use it as an internal supplement by adding a drop under our tongue. We can use it topically, and we can use it aromatically. And I know people are asking questions. I can hear the comments, and I will go back through and see if there's any that I can answer. And then now we get into the 4 blends that are included in the starter kits. The first one is On Guard, and that is, I'll tell people what a blend is. So make sure you tell people. On Guard is not a plant, okay? It's a blend we've created. So I'll tell them On Guard is our immune boosting blend. And what that means when I say blend is that it includes many different single oils. So you know how we just talked about lavender and we just talked about Melaleuca. Well, this includes 5, I think it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this includes 5 of those oils, 5 different oils that make up On Guard. And it's because these oils are known for really boosting your immune system. It's really great at supporting your health overall. And so the way that we encourage people to use this is, it's great to use as a daily diffuser, so we'll use it in our diffuser just to boost our immune system every day. So if you have a customer you're talking to who has kids, I will tell them, you want to put this in your diffuser before they go to school. It is really going to help them breathe in those aromatic benefits of the oil. It's going to be great for them to do before they go to school. So it's one that I recommend. If you have a DIYer, I'll tell them you can make so many things with On Guard. You can make a homemade hand sanitizer, although you can buy that now. You can make a homemade cleanser, all-purpose cleanser that cleans everything. And then one of my favorite ways to use it is I will soak some sliced apples in water, and I'll add 2 drops of doTERRA. And so I'll put it all in a mason jar. I'll put the apples in it. I'll fill it up with water. I'll cover the apples. I'll add 2 drops of On Guard, put the lid on. I'll shake it really good and just set it down. I'll also put a squirt of lemon in too to really help the apples from turning brown, especially if I'm sending it, in our lunchbox for a few hours. It's awesome. It's such a good snack. And if you send it with your kids at school, then they're getting that immune boosting benefit of On Guard while they're at school. It's very purifying to the air. So if you go into a hotel room or you're staying in a different place and you don't know how clean it is, I love putting my On Guard in my hotel room in the diffuser because it really helps to purify the air and cleanse it because you really aren't too sure about the quality of it when you're traveling. But that is the main benefits of On Guard. You guys will hear other things that you can recommend On Guard for, so just be ready with those, but those are the top ones. DigestZen is it's our digestive blend, and I'll tell people this is another blend. It includes oils that really are calming to your digestive system. So I'll ask people, have you ever used, ginger or peppermint to calm your tummy? Have you ever had peppermint tea? And usually they'll say yes. And I go, well, that's included in our DigestZen blend. And this is a blend of oils that are really going to help reduce any kind of bloating or gas or indigestion. and it's really soothing to your digestive tract. And the way that you'll use this is adding a drop to some tea. You can do that. I like to put it in some honey first and then stir the honey into the tea. But for my kids, we add it on topically with some coconut oil and rub it on their tummy. And it's really, really calming to their stomach. You want to have this one on hand when you eat too much. So if you go over to your mom's house or your mother-in-law and you eat too much food, especially with the holidays coming up, you want to have DigestZen. When you're on the road, I don't know about you, but I get very car sick. That's why I actually drive most of the time, I don't drive the RV, but the car. It is really great at helping those feelings of motion sickness. So you'll want to have it on hand during any kind of driving or going on a cruise or a boat trip. It's very, very, the way that you use it is you literally smell it out of the bottle. Now, the ninth one that we have is Deep Blue, and this is our muscle blend. It's soothing to the muscles. It's very penetrating. And I'll kind of relate a product to them so they understand what I'm saying. I say, have you ever smelled Ben Gay? And have you ever smelled how it smells? The wintergreen and the camphor. That is what Deep Blue, but it doesn't have all those other fake ingredients. It's just the essential oils. So I'll let people smell it. I'll let them put it on a sore on their neck. I'll let them test it out. And I'll tell them, you're going to use this when you work out too much and you have sore muscle. If it's someone who has a desk job, I'll say you're going to use this when you've been holding your shoulders up and your neck is super tense from typing. You're going to want to rub this directly onto your sore muscles. I'll tell people it's also really great for growing children. Make sure you use it diluted, like we talked about at the beginning of the class, and just rubbing it onto those growing legs that might be having those pains if they wake up in the middle of the night. And that's pretty much the way that you'll use our soothing blend. And then I'll say the last one is our Breathe, and this is our respiratory blend. This is what you're going to use when you feel stuffed up. If you're not breathing well, if you have sinus pressure, it's really great during the spring if you have seasonal threats from all the pollen. You want to make sure you put this in your diffuser. You want to make sure you breathe it in deep. Rub it on your chest. And it's really great for people who snore. A lot of women that I talk to, they want something for their husbands who snore. This is it. And you can even, be sneaky and put it on his big toe while he's sleeping, because that's apparently supposed to be the best spot to put it. So that is our 10 beautiful oils that you guys will be presenting during your classes. Now remember, you're spending about 1 minute on each oil, and you're making it applicable to your customer. And even if there is an oil that is not applicable to them, you want to make something that will be, applicable to them at some point. So that's why, these top 10 oils are so great for that, because there's so many ways to use them. There's so many ways that will be applicable to them. And I really, really think this is the best way to do a one-on-one or to do a class. Okay, so the last thing that we have to go over is the starter kits. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about why these two kits. So I already have a lot told you that, but if you didn't hear at the beginning, we're presenting these two kits because these include the top 10 oils. These are the oils that people need to get started with. These are the best oils to get started with. So, and then these are the oils that we talked about. So that's why I encourage you, the oils you talk about, make it the oils that are in the starter kit. Now, if you're selling the Natural Solutions kit, if you have an average order size of like 300 or more, and your closing rate is 75% or more, if you have no idea what it is, then you need to start tracking that by going to the sales tracker in the files. So if it is, then you will be talking about the Natural Solutions kit. Then you can have some of the oils in the Natural Solutions kit set out. Maybe you want to diffuse balance or serenity. Maybe you want to have the natural solutions kit set out. But if you are not in that, in that line, then I would encourage you to really just start with these 2 kits. We overwhelm our people when we give them all like 10 kits. And they have no idea which ones to buy. Why would they buy something that, that you didn't talk about? Why would they buy an oil that wasn't mentioned? Now you got to go back and tell them why. And that's going to take another 10 minutes. So stick with these and see how it goes. Test it out. If you've never done it like this before, give it a shot and see how you like it. I really think that, you're going to be surprised how easy it is to do a one-on-one and to do a class just with the 10 oils and just with the 2 kits. Now, here is how you are going to present these kits. You've gotten through the 10 oils. You've gone through all the way that they're going to use it. Now we've gotten to the end. This is where you will hand out the starter kit. Okay, so I uploaded a file that has the 2 kits on the front, on the first page. And so print that out. It does have a page 2 that has the Aroma Touch Diffused kit. And I encourage you not to print that out two-sided, to print it out on the second page, and to keep that in your bag unless you need it, and I'm going to tell you why. So you've gotten to the close, and now this is where you're going to say, now that you know all about the oils, you know how to use them to support your family, you know all about the top 10, let me tell you how to get these. All right? The best way to get these is through our starter kits. So the first one is the Home Essentials kit. This kit includes all the oils that we talked about today in the full-size bottles, and this is the full-size bottle. And that's why I encourage you guys to have the Home Essentials kit oils in full-size bottles. And then they'll, if somebody says, well, that one's little, I'll say, well, Deep Blue is always in a small bottle. So this kit includes the full-size bottles of all the oils we talked about today. Plus, you're going to get a diffuser, which goes for about 4 hours. It has a nightlight on it, so you can turn that on and off. And you also get our 1-year wholesale membership. This kit is $275. And then I close my mouth, I let them think, and then I move on to the next kit. I don't talk about PV, okay? People don't understand PV, so I literally tell them what they're going to spend in dollars. And then I'll say the next kit is the Family Essentials kit. These are the same oils that are in the Home Essentials kit that we talked about. So you've got the top 10. They're in smaller bottles, though. So you're going to get about 85 drops out of this. You're going to get about 250 out of the Home Essentials kit. While you don't get the diffuser, you will get these peppermint beadlets and On Guard beadlets, which you can pop in your mouth at any time. This kit is $150. You'll also get our 1-year wholesale membership, which means, anytime you want to reorder, it's going to be at a discounted price. So you'll get wholesale price, which is about 25% off. And then I'll be quiet, and then I'll say, if you were to purchase one of these kits, which would it be? And then I'd be quiet again. It's a discipline, really, just to learn how to shut your mouth. You just have to remember to be quiet at certain points. So, as I really started learning this, I literally had to write down in my script, be quiet, shut your mouth, take a sip of water, just to learn not to talk. Because a lot of times we'll say, this kit is $275. But if I know it might be too much for you. Maybe you can't, I know you're going through a hard time. So, okay, let me show you this other one, okay? This is a little bit cheaper. Do not prejudge people. Please do not prejudge people. You do not understand that people, I'm sure you do, okay? You've been doing this a while, then you do understand that people will spend something that they find valuable to their health and to their family's health. So if you have connected that need to them and they understand this is going to be valuable to me, this is going to help my kids, my baby's going to sleep better at night if I diffuse lavender, I will pay anything for this. If you've done that and you've done a good job at it, then don't prejudge people because they will afford what they can afford and what they will make room for. So it was Neil Anderson who told this one allegory one time about how, I think it's in the book, but anyways, if you say that a really popular car like a Jeep Wrangler, is on sale for $1,500, like in Savannah, Georgia, who's going to make that trip? A brand new 2018 Jeep Wrangler on sale for $1,500. All of us, right? It's an amazing deal. We will make space for what we find valuable. We will buy it if we find value in it. We will make room in our budget if we find it valuable. So just remember, just kind of off tangent, don't prejudge people and really try to keep your mouth shut when it's hard to. Okay? So moving on, I will go, this kit is $150. If you were to buy one of these kits, which would it be? And then I just listen. And a lot of times they process. They're processing, and most people will do it out loud. You'll have some people who process internally, but a lot of people will be like, ooh, gosh, I really like that, the Home Essentials kit, because it seems like it's a better deal. And you said, how many extra drops per bottle? I'll say it's 3 times the size. So, the Family Essentials kit holds 85 drops, and then the Home Essentials holds 250. It's 3 times the size. And then they'll go, that seems like a great deal. And you said that was $275, but I get the diffuser, and then, I just kind of let them talk it out. And then they'll say, probably the Home Essentials kit. And then I'll say, great, would you like to buy it? And then I'd be quiet. And they usually will say, yeah, I do want to buy it. And then I'll grab my enrollment form and I'll start helping them fill it out. And that, literally, my friends, is the simplest close you will ever do. But it is so, the customer feels so appreciated doing it that way. They don't feel pressured. You've removed pressure to buy at least twice, okay, before they come to a class. They know, if they're sitting down with you, they know already, because you've stated it, that they will have the option to buy. So they know that they're coming into this to buy, okay? So if you do that in the invitation and remove pressure to buy, and then they show up, then you have somebody who will buy from you. Now, the reason why a lot of people don't buy from us is because they feel completely caught off guard. We avoid the fact that we sell oils. I don't know why. We avoid the fact that we're going to sell them a starter kit. Oh my gosh, I can't tell them that. I've got to just surprise them at my one-on-one. Well, not a good idea. So if you are honest and upfront and you tell them, if what I talk about today or tomorrow, or if I talk about at the appointment is something you like, then I will absolutely help you buy it. So let's say it together. We sell essential oils, and it's okay. That's our business. That's how we make money in this. So that is how you present the top 2 kits to them. So one has bigger bottles, one has smaller bottles. And usually people process that. It's got in red, I tell them straight up front, this kit's $150, this kit's $275. Those fit those 2 main budgets that people fall in. Some people can afford more. Then that's why I want to encourage you guys, get them to a membership overview, and then you can get them on complimentary oils. And we'll talk more about the membership overview, later on. But the purpose of the first appointment is to sell the top 10 oils by buying a kit. And if you can do that, and you can get them to the membership overview, we're going to get them on LRP. That's when we talk about LRP. That's when we talk about lifelong vitality. I do not encourage you to do all of that in their first appointment class. It's so overwhelming. The top 10 oils alone are overwhelming to new people. You will see usually by the 7th, 8th oil, people are starting to really get overwhelmed. So that's why you want to keep it short and sweet, okay? So that is our first training video. How do I turn the screen share off? Oh, I don't know how to turn screen share off, so you get to look at my PowerPoint for the rest. That is how we share our top 10. Oh, there we go. Hello. That's how you share the top 10 videos. Top 10 oils with your customers. So I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I hope you are getting excited about putting all this together. And at this point, I know a lot of you are like, I just want to go ahead and do it. I don't want to wait for the next week, and I don't want to wait for the sales presentation week. I don't want to wait. Go watch the mock one-on-one that me and my husband did. Take really good notes, practice it, watch it over and over, and you honestly could go out and do a one-on-one like that right now. Okay, you have all the tools already to do that. I've uploaded the PowerPoint into the files that you can use. PowerPoints are great for classes and online people. I wouldn't recommend one-on-ones. It's kind of confusing. Unless you just, you want to. PowerPoints are great for classes and online classes or one-on-ones. You don't need a tear pad. Okay, so you don't need to go buy that. The starter kit printout is in the files, and everything is US related. So I know a couple people have mentioned that it's not the same, whatever country you're in, you literally can just go edit it. So if you download the PowerPoint, you can edit the PowerPoint to be your prices, your currency. You can change the name of the kit, put in any image that you need. It's it won't take you too long to do that. So I hope that you guys are excited about the launch. You're ready. You can, if you're ready to go now, like I said, go watch the mock one-on-one. Print out the starter kit flyer, and I bring up, so I have two different things. So when I wasn't in my RV, which I'm sure most people aren't, I've got the little wooden box from doTERRA. So I put the top 10 oils in that, and I put my diffuser. I always bring my diffuser. So if you watch the mock one-on-one that me and my husband did, I tell you everything that I use to set up the class. So you should be able to watch that, see what I bring to the class, get prepared, and you could go do a one-on-one right now, if you wanted to. So that's pretty much it. I hope that this was helpful. I hope you guys have a fantastic launch week. Go do it. Go have fun. This is a fun business, and it's not stressful. There are things that you will do that are outside your comfort zone. That's where the magic happens. That's where you will grow, and that's where you will see that you will get through some of the hardest challenges that you have ever encountered. And all you got to do is just take that big step outside your comfort zone and just do it over and over, and you're going to get way more comfortable than you guys can even imagine. It's going to be so fun. I love this business. I love sitting down with people and doing one-on-ones. I love helping them get the oils that they need, and then hearing those testimonies that come from it. I mean, that is the valuable part of this business. So that's it. You guys have a wonderful week. How does this look? I will be posting at least once a day for you guys, just encouraging things related to this week, and just kind of, helping you stay motivated and keep moving forward. And so come back into the group every day. I'll have something posted for you to look at, read, or watch. And that's how the training will look. So, so excited for you guys to take this and run with it. Very, very, very excited. So have a wonderful week, and I will see you guys around the group. Bye, everyone.